Hello YouTube, AD. Wanted to do another reaction to a BTS song this time. It was a recommended in my comments of one of the videos, Friends by BTS, specifically from two of my favorite vocalists in that group. Excuse me. One being Jimin and one being V. Um, it's probably my what's that? Something Untold. And in that video, I explained that all four vocalists in BTS are solid, strong, and very different from one another. But Jimin and V stood out to me as vocalists more than the others. Not that the others, if anything, the others could potentially be stronger vocalists, but just from a personal taste standpoint, I tend to like Jimin and V. So I'm looking forward to seeing this song. I also, in the same comment that recommend the song, they said they are 동갑 친구s. So 동갑 meaning they are the same age. They're born the same age. And I, being a Korean person, definitely understand what um, when you find someone that's your same age in year, um, you instantly become a little more open and friendly to them. Uh, and for those that do not know, Koreans, they have a age is very important in our culture and how you interact with people in the beginning. So if you become close friends with someone that's older than you or younger than you, it's up to you guys to determine where you go with your honorifics and which speech you'd use, the more honorific speech or the more casual speech. It's up to you guys. You could be best friends and you could still have one person say 존댓말 and the other one 반말. 존댓말 being more what is it, proper speech, or and 반말 is like casual speech, right? And you could I had some friends that were a couple years younger than me, but we became very close for a while, and um, they were two or three of them all in that same age group. One of them never dropped the honorifics, and but we were still. It didn't change our relationship. Um, and then the other two did drop their honorifics, and I was fine with it. Um, Keep in mind, some others probably would want to keep the honorifics. Um, Others don't. And uh, anyways, but the one thing I want to close with is when I find someone that's the same age as me, a 동갑 친구, uh, you instantly kind of uh, usually assuming they're okay with it, but usually they are. That you could instantly drop the honorifics and kind of start speaking like your closer friends because of it, and it kind of blossoms into a, if you guys are compatible, of course, it blossoms into a really open interaction from the get-go, and it just makes you that much closer. And I think um, this song title "Friends" for two 동갑 guys in the same group is intriguing, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. So let's go. Let's get going. I apologize for monologuing so, for so long in the beginning here, but let's go. First, I like the song. It's very cute, actually, the way they go back and forth. Um, I don't. I presume this is from. They've been together for 7 years when they wrote the song because I hear longer than 7 summers and cold winters. So I'm guessing that's just a timestamp for when the song was recorded for them. 만두 사과는 코미디 영화. Is there a history with mandu dumplings? Sorry. Yep, 7 years history. Hey. I apologize. There's a vibration going on. Oh, I got some chills actually just now. Yes, ew, I'm getting chills again. No, I don't want your subtitles. I already have them in front of me. It's not the end of the, it's not part of the song, the last 40 seconds there in the video. Let me go to a beautiful picture here. Um, I got goosebumps and chills because well, the climax of the song was actually I could hear both Jimin and V um, kind of complimenting each other on the chorus there. But another thing I really liked about the song was that they're not afraid to call each other soulmates, and especially in my generation, before kind of like the 2010s and the 20s, my well, as I was growing up in the mid to late 90s and early 2000 zeros, um, it was starting to emerge kind of like the shaking off of homophobic tendencies, I feel like. At least in my area, and the people that I saw in my life, like especially the 90s or late 90s, there was a lot of homophobicness. Like um, guys brush up next to each other and then they will say no homo or something, right? Or they just avoid contact like at all costs, which is odd because Korean people, uh, you will see guys, um, put each other on arms on their shoulders and put their even hold hands. Um, sometimes like this, but a lot most of the time like this. But they'll hold hands. They are not afraid to show their affection for one another as friends. And it just kind of um, it was not a such a strange concept to me, but it became strange as I was living in the States more, um, and as less people were okay with skin to skin contact for guys, the more I realized, oh, we're just in a world where um, even friends are supposed to stay away from each other from fear of being perceived as um, a homosexual, which was something I learned, and whether it's true or not is different. It's irrelevant now. That's what I felt in the area that I grew up in, in the people that I saw, and how they interacted. With that said, I think the 2020s, especially in the last maybe half of the 2010s, I'm seeing even Westerners show more, brotherly love than I'm specifically talking about guys, guy and guys. I've always seen girls hug and hold hands and hold arms and lock arms and you know and stuff, but guys never, right? So when they said soulmates, they're so unafraid to show that hey, this guy is my brother, he's my friend, he's my counterpart. And you don't have to say that in a romantic sense, right? Soulmate. My I have to say one of my a soulmate of mine, other than my family, my wife, for example, is is one of my best friends. He and I don't have to communicate often, and whenever we do, it's like we never stop talking. Although I wish we could spend more time together, we are both busy as parents, and he's moved away a few hours away, where it makes it harder for us to see each other. But so I miss him dearly. But if I had a friend soulmate, um, I identify with kind of a lot of these sentiments. Um, so I think that's why it touched me, the soulmate part, and kind of like talking about what they were talking about here in the chorus. I don't think I even need a second listen. I like this song a lot. Maybe I'll listen to the last part of the chorus again. Kind of after the first chorus. Let me go back. Actually, their verses are actually cute. So that. It's a really easy song to catch on to melody wise. There must be some kind of story between the manju. Hey, 내 앞에 함께 있었죠. 에이, 네 작은 새끼 손가락처럼 추운 겨울보다 오래. 에이. 너와 나 내일은 정말 싸우지 않기로 해. So instead of saying 잊지마, 잊지마, 고맙, 잊지마, 고맙단 그 뻔한 말보다. So instead of saying that 뻔한 말, 고맙다는 뻔한 말, which maybe I disagree with that part. But I think one of the most important things you need to learn and do often is say thank you whenever you feel like thanks is warranted, and vocalizing it. I think people struggle with that in life. Do they fight a lot? They probably do, actually. 동갑 친구들, because you're so close, um, like siblings, you could fight and then you'll have to. So there's a nuance, right? You could be as close as siblings, but the difference between siblings and best friends is um is blood. It's no matter what happens, my brother or sister or whoever, um, they are forever linked with me, with that person. Let's just say, two people that are related by blood are always going to be related by blood. Two best friends that are could easily at some point no longer say they're best friends or friends even. And it comes from self experience. There was a friend of mine that we basically talked and met almost daily for several years, and then all of a sudden, due to a bunch of circumstances, we haven't talked to each other since. It's probably been 7 years, 8 years. It's already been 8 years, probably 7 years, 8 years since I've seen or heard his voice. So and it's not like we didn't have a strong relationship and we didn't bicker or fight, but at the end it ended up becoming we're no longer friends. But if there was some kind of blood relation to us, that probably would have been strong enough to just keep us in contact, right? So that's just a small comment. I hope they don't fight too much, these two, but if they do, I hope they understand that they need to get over it as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you do risk damaging a relationship. But anyways. Still got the goosebump with the high notes there and the "You Are My Soulmate." And Jimin's high note there is something else. Hey, you are my soulmate. V doesn't do too many high notes, but when he does, it sounds great. It's a nice way to end the song there, V. Out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 8.5. It's great. I'm gonna give it a 9, not 8.5, 9. It gave me the goosebumps, the chills, the it's touching. It's it paints a very beautiful picture of two um stripping away the BTS and worldwide superstars portion of it, and you strip that away. Uh, I just imagine two guys making a song. They just happen to be incredibly famous and successful, but two guys making a song, um, and just professing their love and affection for one another as people. Um, as and I think there's not enough of that in this world. There's always the romanticism of love, like lovers love and love songs, because that's what sells from music perspective. Uh, there's never enough, I think, appreciation of friendship and bonds that are not romantic. So really appreciate this actually. I'm glad the song that has BTS's Jimin and V, my two uh, favorite vocalists in the group. It's not. Please don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like Jungkook or Jin. I think they are amazing, and I love their voices. And if anything, like for, I do the kind of experiment. If I could sing like someone, who could I sing like? Who would I want to sing like? And if it was from BTS, I would probably choose Jungkook, just because of his balance and range. But uh, Jimin and V, they have that little extra touch that makes them stick out differently from the others that I like. And maybe it's just me though. But anyways, personal scale 1 to 10 of how much I like it, not musically trained person. I'm not a person that's critiquing them or saying their musicality is anything of sorts. I just like the 0 out of 10 scale is basically how much I like it. And I like it. It's 9 out of 10. Thank you for recommending this, by the way. I know you know which commenter I'm talking about. I always appreciate you um, enlightening me and showing me the way with these recommendations. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.